You're doing everything right in life, but still feel tense, stuck, or disconnected inside. Not because something is wrong with you, but because you've been doing way much more than you should for a very long time. From the outside, your life looks stable. You're capable, you're responsible, self-aware, but internally, something feels off. You're often the strong one, the one who holds it all together, rarely asks for help, and feels the constant weight of responsibility on your shoulders. You often overthink decisions or situations. You stay busy but don't feel grounded. You don't wake up thinking motivation or discipline. You just do what needs to be done. You function, you push through, you handle things, and from the outside it looks like strength. But internally, everything is driven by pressure, not clarity, by control, not trust. And that's exhausting. At some point in your life, being strong, self-reliant, and in control wasn't a choice. It was how you survived. You learned early on that you couldn't fully lean on others. Emotions had to be managed. And being the adult in the room kept things from falling apart. But this strategy that worked once now shows up as constantly second-guessing yourself, feeling responsible for everything and everyone, struggling to rest without guilt, and feeling disconnected from what you actually want. This isn't a personality flaw, it's an old survival pattern that never got updated. And this is where many people get stuck. Because you can read the books, listen to all the podcasts, or analyze yourself for hours, and still don't see real changes. Because awareness alone doesn't change patterns that were built through years of pressure and responsibility. Most approaches try to quickly fix mindset or behavior, but they don't address the roots, because you cannot build a new life while operating from an identity that has been designed to survive for a different phase of your life. Hey, my name is Mel. I'm an identity coach and NLP master practitioner. I work with people who've spent years being the strong one and yet feel disconnected from themselves, unclear about their direction, and tired of holding everything together alone. This work is very personal for me. I grew up having to grow up too fast. From a very young age, I learned to carry adult emotions, fears, and responsibilities. I became the one who didn't ask for help, the people pleaser, the one who believed that she had to constantly prove her worth to be loved. And that pattern followed me into my relationships, my choices, and the way I lived my life. Until the day I realized something important. My story wasn't my weakness, and I didn't want to live my life in survival mode anymore. I stopped measuring my worth by how much I could give or handle. I stopped trying to be the strong one all the time and starting letting myself be supported, guided, and human. I rebuilt how I related to myself, how safe I felt, how much I trusted myself, who I really was underneath all those layers. That's what allowed me to start again and create a new life, and eventually help others do the same. And it's why I recognize this pattern so clearly in the people I work with. The pattern is always the same. What's missing isn't more information or insight. It is self-trust and internal safety. Fly with Mel is a personalized 90-day one-to-one coaching journey where we work together to shift the patterns that keep you operating from pressure instead of safety. This work isn't about doing more. It's about removing what's constantly draining you. The mental noise, the overthinking, the automatic need to control, the tension you've been carrying for years. We rebuild together internal sense of safety so that you stop forcing actions and start moving because it finally feels right. When this shifts, people stop second-guessing themselves. They move without pushing. They rest without guilt. They act consistently instead of cycling through hesitation. They feel clear, grounded, and in control in their direction. Not because life suddenly becomes easy, but because their internal system stops working against them. This is not therapy, and it's not motivational coaching or a quick fix. This is for people who are done managing symptoms and ready to change the structure underneath. So if this resonates with you, you can simply touch the button below and we can have a private call together to see if this coaching is the right fit for you. You don't need to become stronger. You already are. You need to stop living from an identity built to survive and start living from who you actually are. So if you're ready to make that shift, just press the button below and I'll see you soon.